Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting week of Hurricane Talk. As always, I'm Alex, and rejoining the crew this week is Heather, who after a week off is excited to be joining us on location at the Jekyll Island Golf Resort in sunny Jekyll Island, Georgia.
Hey everyone, great to be back. With the weekend in the books, we look back at what was a very exciting competition all around. The boys and girls of the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour traveled to oceanfront links of the Jekyll Island Golf Resort and played the renowned Pine Lakes Golf Course. The course, which in the last 10 years has gone through a massive renovation, now sports water hazards on nearly every hole and sand bunkers surrounding most every green. Making the course even more treacherous this past weekend was the wind. With gusts reaching 35 miles an hour, the players had to be creative with their shot selections in order to post low scores and remain in the hunt at the series opener of the Johnson & Wales University Series at Jekyll Island.
In the boys 16 and 19 division, we saw many familiar faces, and expectations were high, as many returning champions were in this weekend's field. Fresh off his victory at Ponte Vedra last month, Chandler Vilcek of Bluffton, South Carolina, looked poised to take home his second tournament title of the year and retake the top spot in the Player of the Year standings. However, also in the midst of the action this weekend were Thad Weir of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Christopher Jodas of Savannah, Georgia, who both were looking to make their first podium appearances of the season.
After Saturday's round one was in the books, Jodas held a 5-stroke lead over Vilcek in wire. However, with a sunny forecast for the final round, all in attendance knew anything could happen. Coming into the final round, Jodas knew what he had to do. However, after an unfortunate opening tee shot that left him up against a tree, he found himself scrambling to salvage a double bogey 7 and immediately reduced his lead over the field to just 3.
After making the turn, it became more apparent that the lead had all but diminished down to a single stroke. Weir had begun to settle down and play solid golf, including a birdie on the 523-yard par 5 7th hole. With the pressure now on Jodas to come up with some big shots, he managed to post pars on the first 8 holes of the back 9, and thus forced Weir to come up with a game-changing performance of his own. With the tournament beginning to come to a close, Weir knew he had to take a chance, and he chose the 179-yard par 3 14th hole. Weir was able to land his shot close to the hole and drain his birdie putt. With this birdie putt, Weir found himself in a tie atop the leaderboard with 4 holes to go.
After parring the remaining holes, Weir had to wait and see how Jodas would finish out his round. After a disastrous shot on the 18th hole left Jodas taking a 1-stroke penalty from the water hazard, he had to find a way in which to hole out his shot from the fairway and force a playoff. Unfortunately for Jodas, this was not the ending he was looking for, and Weir was able to capture the victory by 1 stroke. Vilcek's final round, 75, proved to be enough to hold off the strong second-day performance by Zachary Bowe and take home the third-place trophy. After the round, we had a chance to talk with Thad and see what he was thinking as he stepped onto the 18th hole.
Of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, Thad, you came into today's round not even playing with the final group, so you didn't really know what was going on with Christopher Jodas of Savannah, Georgia. What were you thinking going down the 18th hole? Let's have you walk us through it.
Well, 18. Yesterday I hit driver on 18, just because I thought I was already out of it, being 7 over. Hit it good, but then today the wind was blowing pretty hard towards the water, so I just hit 3-wood to about 160 yards, and I hit a good 7-iron to about 8 feet, and then I just didn't hit the putt enough, and I missed the main part. What's happening?
Well, that works. That's Thad Weir of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, today's boys 16 and 19 champion.
Turning to the boys 13 to 15 division this past weekend, Corey Carlson of Green Cove Springs, Florida, once again turned out an outstanding performance on the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour. After being crowned the 2009 Player of the Year in the boys 13 to 15 division, Carlson looked poised to start the 2010 season strong, and after posting an opening round 73, everyone could tell he didn't lose a step from last year. Hanging shot for shot with Carlson on Saturday was another previous winner on the HJGT, Wesley Long of Bluffton, South Carolina, whose 3 birdies on the back 9 helped propel him into a tie with Carlson, entering the final day of competition.
Coming into Sunday, the tournament was really an 8-man race, as just 6 shots separated Carlson and Long from some very seasoned junior golfers. As the final group approached the 10th tee on Sunday, it was apparent that the race was down to just 3. After shooting a 1-under par 35, Jason Roden of Asheville, North Carolina, had closed his gap on Carlson to just 2 and looked poised to continue to make more birdies on the back 9. After Carlson birdied the 353-yard par 4 12th hole, it looked as though he was going to begin to distance himself from Long and Roden. However, after successive bogeys on the 16th and 17th holes, it came down to a duel on the 18th green. After having a little difficulty getting on the 422-yard intimidating final hole, Carlson found himself with a 15-foot putt for par. He knew that he had to make his putt because standing right in front of him was Long, whose birdie putt could potentially move the match into a sudden death shootout. Carlson sank his putt and put the finishing touches on a final round 73, and the boys' tournament low, 2-day total, 146. Following just 2 and 3 strokes back of Carlson this weekend would be Long and Roden, whose hopes of taking home their first trophies of the year came to a halt down the stretch of the final holes. After the round, we were able to get a few brief words from our rating player of the year.
Corey Carlson of Green Cove Springs, Florida. Now, Corey, you came into today's round tied with Wesley Long, 73. What are you going for this round? First team.
First tee, I just think about just make pars on it. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to go for pins like on the first day that you're supposed to. I just want to shoot even or a couple over. I knew I might have a chance.
Thank you.
It really looks as though Carlson is poised to be the first HJGT member to take home the Player of the Year honors in back-to-back years. Moving on to the boys' 10 to 12 division, we saw 4 competitors who all were looking to take home the title. Jake Ludwig of St. Augustine, Florida, who was looking to follow up his victory at the Country Club of Miami, began the tournament with an opening round 86 to give him a slight 4-stroke advantage over what seemed to be his #1 rival, Thomas Burnett of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida.
As the second day began, it was quickly apparent that Ludwig would be taking home the hardware, and after posting a tournament total of 164, Ludwig easily won the tournament over Burnett, and in doing so propelled himself to the top of the boys' 10 to 12 wins list and Player of the Year rankings. Rounding out the boys' 10 to 12 division this past weekend were Marco Polo Welp of Bradenton, Florida, and Mac Boney of Jacksonville, Florida, who would share the third-place honors with a 2-day total of 184.
Rounding out the tournament this weekend was the girls' 15 to 19 division. Courtney Bowe of Bluffton, South Carolina, managed to make quick work with her competitors on her way to her first victory of the season. Bowe managed to shoot an opening day 73, and she immediately asserted herself as a threat on the tour this season. She would follow up her stellar opening round by tying her younger brother Zachary with an even par 72 and give her a tournament best, 1 over par, 145. Falling behind Bowe this weekend was Caitlin Cole of Brunswick, Georgia, and Kaylee Jones of Sumterville, Florida. Courtney's astonishing 30 holes with par or better led all tournament competitors this past weekend and has to be a reason why she is playing golf for Coastal Carolina next season. After the tournament, we had a chance to get a few words in with the future collegiate golfer.
South Carolina. Now, Courtney, you're going up to Coastal Carolina next year. What do you hope to accomplish by going to Coastal Carolina, and what do you owe your success in going to Coastal Carolina to?
For me and my family, it's been a year and a half. We decided to move from Coastal to Minnesota to South Carolina to pursue. I've always had the dream, the commitment to do it, but I needed the motivation to get me there. Down in South Carolina, it provides me. I go to a golf academy, the Junior Players Golf Academy. There, I get to play golf and practice for 5 hours a day with an instructor, so it benefits me in my game. I believe that where I am today, it takes 3 things. It takes sacrifice, commitment, and hard work, and that's what every time I succeed.
Thank you. That's Courtney Bowe, Bluffton, South Carolina. Today's low round and also low tournament total, 145. Thank you.
Thank you.
This past weekend, we saw a little bit of everything, from 340-yard drives to chip-in birdies and even a few gators. However, the action does not stop there, as the HJGT is moving on to the highly ranked Members Club at the Grande Dunes Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
The Members Club at Grand Dunes is design collaboration between Nick Price and golf architect Craig Schreiner. This creative layout weaves throughout the area's natural pine preserves and along the intercoastal waterway, presenting a unique variety of shot-making challenges on a gently rolling terrain. The Members Club has been voted one of the 50 best courses in South Carolina, as well as number 78 on the list of top 100 greatest public golf courses by Golf Digest. The registration for this great course ends on February 17th at midnight, but registration is quickly filling up, so sign up early is recommended. Well, Alex, I think that's just about going to do it, so I'm going to turn it over to you to sign us off.
This is Alex Dorn with the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour signing off from sunny Jekyll Island, from the JWU series at Jekyll Island. We're going to be seeing all of you next week at our second round of the JWU series at Lake Javita.